What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Onney, the CEO, and I'm back on Outside the Box with another amazing conversation with the king. And the king I have on the show today, we go back more than 20 years, and we're going to have some great in-depth conversation. So I need you guys to buckle up your seatbelts because you're now plugged in, tuned in, tapped in to Outside the Box. Thank you all so much for joining this journey of Conversations with a King. I wanted to create a safe space for our kings to be able to land and have diverse, transparent, and vulnerable conversations. Tonight's guest will be answering some of those vulnerable questions and talking about some of the topics that we need right here in our community. So without further ado, I want you to give it up to my friend, Marquis. Man, thank you so much for coming on the show and being a part of this amazing series.
Man, thank you for having me, man. I'm Marquis, man. I go by Marquis, entrepreneur. I wear a lot of hats. I'm the founder of Hip Hop Streets, also one of the founders of HHS Insurance Group. I just do a lot of great things in the community. I love to give back. I'm an author, poet, have a published book that you published for me over 15 years ago. So it's just the things that, I'm a lifer. I love life. I'm enjoy life. I'm going to give it all I got.
You've definitely been one of my lifer friends. I can say that. I mean, from the time I remember, if you don't mind me, I remember when you first started your clothing line, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I remember one day, we were young. This had to be early 2000s. Early 2000s. And we were sitting in my living room, and you had a tablet with all your goals and stuff. This is way before your book. And you were, you had like a globe. It was your first image that you had mine.
Yeah, I remember.
And just to see it manifest from that paper to really be in stores in the storefront, I was so inspired by that. So I don't know if I ever told you that story, but just to see that, I'm like, man, to see it go from on paper to that. And then even when you were like, man, Onney, I want to write a book and I want you to be my publisher. I was like, okay, then. And you did it, you know what I'm saying? And you was very adamant that you wanted to do it, dedicated to your granny, and you want her to see that. And so that was something that I was able to witness as well. So thank you for bringing me a part of your journey. You like family, you know that, right?
Yeah, we family, man. We family.
You know what I'm saying? So we done been through some things. We done built some things together. And I'm actually an affiliate of Hip Hop Streets. I promote it like it's mine. You hear me?
Exactly, man. And that's the good thing about it, that our relationship, over the years, just from that point, it was power in the process, and whatever you had going on, we was
even my stage plays,
we was a team.
My plays,
we was a team, and that's good to see your growth too, because I remember when you first started, you know what I'm saying, and the things that you were going through and everything, and
my
like
kids,
you say, all the kids, they, you know what I'm saying, they look at me, I'm Unc, and when I come through the door, everybody, it was all love, you know what I'm saying. I remember, your mama stayed down the street. You know what I'm saying? We go way back. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
And it's just good to see the growth in what you're doing. And I always say it's power in the process. So what we doing is powerful because we ain't stopping.
Right. And we are bigger than our backyard. We believed, we thought outside the box way back then.
Exactly.
So I just had to have a reflective moment, let people know, like, this my homie for real.
For real.
So, speaking of that, now although you're well-traveled, where are you originally from?
I'm from Houston.
I know that, but I'm just...
I'm from Houston, Herm Clark.
Yeah, that's what's up. So, I wanted to ask you, because this show this particular segment is more about being your brother's keeper. And I thought that was fitting for you because you're your brother's keeper and your sister's keeper. You know what I'm saying? For those that you love, those that you care about, you look out for them, and you don't do it for applause. You don't do it for a post. You just you show up. You know what I'm saying? So I thought, man, who would be a good brother's keeper? And you came to mind because mentorship that's something that you also mentioned in your introduction. Mentorship has always been a part of your life from the baseball team, and I see that a lot of the kids that you mentor have graduated, have went off to play pro and all that, and sometimes our dads are not our biological dads or our stepdads. Our dads are the men that people place in our lives to leave an impact and an impression on us in such a positive way. So even though you might not have no kids running around here, you have a lot of kids, you know what I'm saying, that look up to you with that same respect. So how has being a mentor and being able to see your positive impact on these kids, how has that affected you?
Man, it affected me in a way that it made me grow up, right? Because like you said, I don't have kids, but at the time when I was mentoring them kids, I was like, man, they watching me, they looking at my every move. So I gotta change a lot of things that I'm doing because they will follow my path. So if I go lead them wrong, they going wrong as well. And I really got a lot of that just from my grandparents, seeing how they was in the community, and then literally coaches helping me and my, I got 3 brothers, you know what I'm saying? So we was all raised without a father figure. So we had our grandparents and we had the neighborhood. And the fact of it replaying it back on me, and now I got a chance to help the youth, I ran with it, you know what I'm saying? And the kids that I was blessed to mentor, they were some of the most wonderful kids, turned into young men, To this day, we still mentor, but the mentorship is more now on the grown level.
Like a brotherhood
Like
now.
a brother, we can go hang, we can talk, you know what I'm saying? And I love them, they love me. People always say, oh, you ain't got no kids, you want kids? Yeah, eventually, if I have them, I have them, but I got a lot of them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You have a lot
they
of kids
call
that
me,
look up
you
to
know
you.
what I'm saying, every day, it hasn't registered them that I'm older, so hey, come out. Nah, I can't come, man, I'm tired. But you know what I'm saying? And I try to go to all this.
Because you don't look your age.
Exactly, man. So I done attended, it's within that group of 11 kids, 95% of them graduated college. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that was one of the most amazing things, you know what I'm saying? To know that they on the right path. I told them the world is y'all's, You ain't got to go that way. Get your education. And they listen, you know what I'm saying? And so the support system from them is amazing. And we kick it now. We get to go hang out at the bars and the outlet now. And it'd be funny, you know what I'm saying, just to hear their conversation now.
And then not only that, like, you can still live vicariously through them.
Yeah.
It's almost like extensions of you because you live, they like your partners now.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, you also, not just mentorship, you also have the founder of Hip Hop Streets.
Correct.
I remember when Hip Hop Streets was another idea in the pocketbook. You are big in writing them visions down and making it plain.
Funny thing, not to cut you off, rest in peace to my grandmother. But my grandmother was like my silent business partner. Whatever idea I ever had, I would go to my grandmother. Hey, I'm finna do this. And she would just, you know what I'm saying, she'd give it to me raw. Boy, you doing something else? Yeah, I'm trying to get rich. Okay, get rich. But she was my business. Like, that was the person I would always go sit on her porch with and throw an idea out. And she'd be like, okay, she'll clap for me and I go out and do it.
Yeah, man. But she's still with you.
Oh, yeah, that's my road dog.
Yeah, I just knew the impact that she had on your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was your heart.
Yeah.
She is your heart. And just being able to make her proud, I'm proud for her. I'm proud for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Just to be able to see everything. You have never told me anything that you were going to do and didn't do it.
Man, another person told me the same thing. They was like, have you ever experienced failure? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, how? Because everything you said you were going to do, you did it. Whether it blew up or whatever. He said most people say they're going to do something, they never did it. And you know me, I'm persistent, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to call you. If you can help me, you can help me. And it's vice versa. But once I set my mind to it, I feel like there's nothing that can stop me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm the only person that can stop me. No outside influence, no negative energy, because I move away from the negative energy. And the things that I want to do, I feel like they was all meaningful things, back to the clothing line. The name of the clothing line was Mind Over Matter. This was empowering, my community and my people, and then the hip hop streets. This was empowering the community because we felt like when we built hip hop streets that the underground artists is needed somewhere to be creative. But not only artists, we help jumpstart journalist careers, videographers, social media, podcasts, right? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that has branched off from that, from the internships. You know what I'm saying? That every year we grab interns from Texas Southern University. We didn't see, and I actually lived in Atlanta. I grabbed interns when I was from Atlanta, from Clark, Atlanta, and different schools, and to see where they at today is amazing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the type of person, I don't care if you exceed me, you know what I'm saying, in your process. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you there, I know that, hey, you know what I'm saying, you're a phone call away. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not the person, like, I don't care if you get bigger than me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how I am.
It's power in the process, and our relationship going to withstand all that.
Because if you have a solid friendship, a solid team, a solid brotherhood, sisterhood, brotherhood, whatever, just a solid connection with someone. My thing is, I always want to see my people win.
Right.
I just posted the other day, you can't compete with me because I want to see you win too.
Exactly.
Because my thing is, if you my friend and you win, right? And you create this platform, I want you to win. Guess what you did? You created a platform and you came back and said, hey, Onney, you want to put your show on my platform?
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then the same thing with the studio. If you start your studio, you have questions, you call me. If I could connect you with a tech that can help you, we helping each other. It's not a competition, because guess what? You might need me to cover some red carpet for Hip Hop Street.
And I have reached out. You know that.
Correct. So, it's all about how we can grow together. And one thing I heard you say is it's always been about empowering your community. And I will say that, like, I think that's why Outside the Box is still standing, despite all of the pitfalls. Because yes, I have failed too, but I've always fallen forward. That's what I call it.
Exactly.
I fall forward, because when I fall and I get back up, now I'm getting back up with the knowledge of something. I'm learning something from that so that I can cultivate my way of thinking and my approach. So just because you might see the successful outcome of what I said I was going to do doesn't necessarily mean I didn't fail at it 2 or 3 times before it actually became successful.
Right.
You only see the ending. You don't see the pressing of the process of what I have to go through, them late nights and them early mornings while everybody at the hookah lounge. I'm at home on my computer.
Exactly. They don't understand that, man. That's that process, man. And I enjoyed, and like you was speaking on brotherhood, I built a team around me that was self-sufficient, right? Didn't nobody needed their ego stroked. Everybody was good at what they do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody understand that, hey, man, everybody has a role to play. Play your role. It's a puzzle. We'll all win. It's no jealousy. It's no hate, because we all bosses, right? But we just all bosses in our own way. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my Hip Hop Streets team. They know who they are. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing about it, when we first started Hip Hop Streets, I didn't want to be the face of it. I didn't want to speak about it. I just wanted the brand to represent itself, and it did that into a certain level. And then that's when my team was like, "Hey, man, you got to step up." I be like, "Won't y'all do it?" They like, "Nah, man, you do it." You know what I'm saying?
It's yours. It's your
and
baby.
They be behind me 100%. You know what I'm saying? And I take it. You know what I'm saying? I wear it well, the good, the bad. You know what I'm saying? And I handle the conversation very well.
That's dope. It's something that you said that, because I tell my tech team all the time, like, I wanted to be a show producer. I didn't want to be a host, right? And in my history of being a part of other people's podcasts, you can't depend on their people all the time to show up or be dedicated, especially if there's no immediate return on that time investment. They might come and host for the first 2-3 shows, but on the 4th show, how much you gonna pay me?
Yeah, that's coming.
And you don't realize that you're paying camera crew, you're paying editing, you're paying facility fee. You 500 in and you don't even have a following yet.
Man, I went through that.
So, in order for me to create a consistent show, I had to come from behind the camera and come from in front of the camera, even though in this chair is not exactly where I wanted it to be, but sometimes we have to pick up our own torch and carry it because nobody gonna carry it like us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Nobody has that passion, the drive for it, and people really don't understand that, man. It takes years, right? So that overnight success is really years.
Right.
You know, it's really years and it's really team. If you don't have a solid team, you're gonna fold, you're gonna quit, you're gonna give up on your dreams, you're gonna go back to what you were doing before you started. So, and you gotta have that. So,
you know, usually that's what happens is when people aren't consistent and they are uncomfortable in the process of growth, they go back to what they are most comfortable with, usually what's not healthy for them. And especially if you grew up in, let's just say you grew up in lack. You know what I'm saying? And you might not even know that you grew up in lack, but you grew up in a mindset like, I gotta get a job. I have to work for someone. I have to, instead of saying, let me build something for me. Let me get a skill to where my job is a requirement now. People are seeking out my services.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? As opposed to, like my team, like you say, they bosses in their own right. People are seeking out their services. So that makes them so valuable to me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, like my parents, you know, we grew up thinking, you're not successful unless you have a good job.
Yeah, that's it.
I feel like I'm not successful unless I can create good jobs.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Till I make an impact. Go back to your impact statement when you said, you know, you wanted everybody to win in hip-hop streets. You wanted the underdogs to be able to have a platform to shine.
Exactly.
Outside the box was there for me. Outside the box is the only place I could really be weird. You know what I'm saying?
And I remember when you started Outside the Box, I said, hey, man, we got the app. I remember calling you, hey, send it your episode. Send it your episode.
Yeah.
We finna put it on the app. We finna
Yeah.
put it on the app. You know what I'm saying? And it got to a point where and it worked well because, like you say, man, when I found out that you was doing something, and we was family, we friends, and I can help you grow your platform too.
Yeah.
Man, come on.
Let's get it. And that's what it's all about. Now, that goes back to it taking a village. And you said that, like, you have brothers, you have team, you have a staff that you've built, and you guys have curated a great, you know, ebb and flow to help you guys continue to grow. Now, what is, in your mind, the importance of having male support systems? Because a lot of men don't have the support systems that women have. Women have groups and brunches and friend societies, and they have all these life coaches, and therapy is so acceptable in the female community.
Exactly.
It's not really a big trending thing for men to seek therapy, get therapy, have mentorship, you know, and it's so important to have mentorship. But from a man's perspective, what is your outlook on the importance of having other men in mentorship to look up to?
Man, that really helped guide my business mindset because I was blessed to have a mentorship that he was actually the president of the nonprofit baseball organization. And I was the coach, he was the president, and he literally used to call me during the week and be like, hey, what you doing? Come over to the house. And we would just sit down and talk about different things, you know, how to act, how to smile, how to greet, just on that. And from that type of knowledge and information, it really helped me. So in return, I did the same for others. But also, you know, I got 3 brothers. You know, we all grew up in the same room. You know what I'm saying? So so I had that, you know what I'm saying, that brotherhood. Then I got cousins that, you know, I can call and lean on. I got a cousin that helped me start my own trucking company. So I had that, and it's impactful. And the thing about it is, if you have to be around the people that want to see you win.
That's so
you know what
important.
I'm saying? The jealousy,
Not
the envy, not competing.
They lifting you up.
Yeah, and
they
I
doing
had
intentional check-ins.
Exactly.
Just authentic.
Yeah, I had to get, and I had to learn to move away from that, right? Everybody that you know what I'm saying, that you grew up with, they might not be that support system that you need. Doesn't mean that they're a bad person, but they're just not the support system that you need. So I had to learn to surround myself around a support system. My hip hop streets
and
team,
big thinkers.
Yeah, my hip hop streets team, they support everything, and and from that it forms branches.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. So I love it. I think every male should have that strong male support group. You know what I'm saying. It's gonna really help you, because you can't go talk to a female about man problems. I'm sorry. A female not gonna understand. You know what I'm saying? So
But I do believe that a female can create a safe landing pad.
So she
if
will.
She's emotionally intelligent.
But she
and
can't.
She's
It's hard. It's because it's hard for another man to go tell a female, hey, my finances are messed up. It's hard. But that other male, you can go and tell him, and without judgment, it's, hey, okay, with such and such, Carl, such and such, he help you get a job. It's hard coming from a female, because you feel like, as a man, you feel like a loser going to tell a female that, hey, I'm having financial problems.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean by that. It's just certain things you don't want to go tell a female.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think
unless you're in a deep relationship, but even your man, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be hard for your man to come home and tell you, hey, man, I only got $10 in the bank right now.
Yeah.
You know, versus him going to tell you, his brother, hey, bro, I only got $10. You know, don't give me $30, $40. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard. So that's why I say, you need that male perspective.
You do. Now, at times, there can be a disconnect in friendships when life starts lifing. What are some ways you maintain your friendships through life changes?
Man, I'm a little different, man. I have such a nonchalant attitude because I'm so focused on what I'm doing. And I know that if I make it to this goal, I can help you. But if you are not in tune to what I'm doing, I have no problem with shutting you out my life and continue to hit my goal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't even let it bother me, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been through so much. I've been on my own.
For a long time.
So it's kind of hard, you know what I'm saying, for me to even be worried about it. I really don't ignore it. I really ignore it, and I keep a positive energy, a positive outlook. Because at the end of the day, I know if I ain't done nothing wrong, I sleep good at night. That's on you. That's how you feel. Deal with it.
Right. That's a good way of looking at it, because sometimes people do have a tendency to put so much stock in what other people think and what other people say and how other people feel, and they negate how they think, what they want to say, how they feel, what are their goals. And I had to myself grow from the habit of being there for everyone. And when I started putting myself first, I realized that I was more capable of being there for everyone when I took care of my star player.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Which was myself.
Right.
Because if I'm showing up for me, then I'm going to have the overflow necessary to show up for you. But if I'm just showing up for everyone, then I can't pour from an empty cup. And eventually, the things that I want, then I'm going to be in lack.
Exactly.
You know, so I definitely get that. Now, like you just said, you really can't go to a woman and be like, hey, I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with that. And there's not really a brotherhood, right? Because if you're a personal and you're a private person and you're not a complainer, that does not mean that you don't have the same stress factors, traumas, or anything that you're dealing with internally that you don't want to discuss with the world. So how do you cope with some of the anxiety and stress while working on the goals that you have?
My faith in God. I have a strong faith in God. I read a lot, you know, so that goes back to, me being an author and writing. I read, and I just meditate, right? I do a lot of meditating, and I'm a positive outlooker. I'm going to always find the positive in the negative. And I do talk. I do have older cousins. I do have older brothers that, I can reach out to. But when you the strong one, you just got to be strong.
Yeah.
When you the strong one, even though, I get in my car, I'm going to cry, whatever.
Yeah.
But when I get out that car, you don't know I cried.
That part.
You know what I'm saying?
I tell my mom that. I said, sometimes I don't want to be the strong friend all the time. And my parents, they like, it's something how our parents end up being our kids. But like I check on them all the time,
Right.
And so if I don't check on them, then it's like if I don't check on my mama, Mama, I love you. But if I don't check on her, she'll get a little attitude.
She get a little sensitive.
And instead of saying I miss you, or baby, let me call you, she be like, oh, you too busy, you ain't gonna call me. You know, I'm like, Mama, it's okay, you can call me. You don't know what demons I was fighting. Why I didn't want to call you.
Man,
you probably need to be glad I didn't call you because you didn't want me to dump on you.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
Man. I got a homeboy that too. If you don't call him, he get mad, and then he'll call. Man, why you ain't calling? I said, bro, you don't know what I was going through. Like, why you ain't calling and check on me? You don't know I got life for me. You know, I got bills just like you got bills. You know, I got stress.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why, and that goes back to my nonchalant attitude. Like, you have to put yourself in my shoes just like you want me to put yourself in your shoes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You probably were going through something. I didn't call you and get mad at you. Why you ain't call me?
Right.
Just call and say, hey, what's up, bro? I ain't holler at you, man. Everything all right,
That's
man.
right.
Yeah, give me a holler like that.
I was just telling my mom that because she was like, yeah, she was telling me about someone that hadn't called, someone else. And she was like, well, they do better. And I'm like, well, no. I think that's kind of like a stereotype because a lot of our elders, they feel like the youth is supposed to be the only ones reaching out because they didn't pay their debt to society, I guess. And I'm like, that's not how that works. You can't get mad at someone for not reaching out to you. If you miss them, it's so simple of calling them and say, hey, man, I miss you. I ain't hear from you. You all right?
Yeah.
Because you don't know what demons they fighting on the other end. They might need somebody to say, hey, man, I ain't heard from you. Are you okay? Especially if that person is always checking on you. Mm-hmm. If I'm always checking on you, and every day I'm gonna call, or you're not gonna go more than 2 days without hearing from me. If you're on your third day,
you should be calling me.
You should be calling me. Mm-hmm. You should be damn near ready to pull up if you hear from me every day.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that communication is definitely key. That goes with family.
They go family, friend. Because I do that to you. Yeah. If I don't see nothing, she ain't posting nothing. Yeah. I'ma say everything. All right. You gonna get it? Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm out the country. Oh, okay, all right.
My ass stay out the country.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? And I do that to a lot of my friends, right? Yeah. I have a lot of friends that's in the industry that like we're true friends. Like we're not industry friends, we're true friends. Where hey, if I don't hear from you, I'm gonna shoot you a silent text. You all right? Yeah, all right, cool. That's it. I ain't, I don't want nothing from you, but I ain't seen you post nothing. I ain't seen your routine and change.
You breathing over there?
Yeah, everything all right, cool. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't over there stuck in depression.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
You get out the house.
You get out the house. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? We're riding there. Let's go.
Always solid, man. I'm telling you, I have been in some low moments, and you will call, man, I know you ain't, get up, girl, come on out, do something. And it's just like, and that was like in my younger years, and I had little kids running around. But you were always there, always positive.
And I remember your young kid. I mentor them out of nowhere. Man, come here, let me talk to you, man. What you doing, man? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And all of them, and you raise some respect.
The same age.
Yeah, they very respectful. Yeah. Your boys have always been very respectful. You know what I'm saying? From the little one all the way to the old one. You know what I'm saying? And it's to the point where you can be like, there ain't nobody but Marquis over there. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For sure. Now, do you think it's a social stigma around men admitting that they need help mentally, like therapy?
Yeah, I think it is. I think men, we was raised to be strong. Black men, I'm going to say that, right? You know what I'm saying? Just from the growing up with the grandparents, like, you know what I'm saying? Back then, the man worked, the woman stayed at home. Mm-hmm. So the man had no choice but to be strong. I never seen my grandfather cry. Only time I seen him cry was at the funeral when his son passed, right? So you grow up being strong, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you have that stigma that you can't cry. Mm-hmm. You don't be weak, you know what I'm saying? But as you get older and I get older, I realize that it's not, there's nothing weak about crying. Right. It's nothing weak about expressing how you feel, but we have a hard time expressing it because people don't want to hear it. Mm-hmm. And I'm the type of person, I learned to express myself, but in the process of expressing myself, I'm figuring out the solution. So we're going to talk about it today, but tomorrow we're working on the problem. Yeah, let's go and get
we're
together.
We're not gonna be talking to have the same
we ain't gonna keep talking about it every day, but I think it's something that more men need to, you know what I'm saying, sit down, mental health, and talk to people about, because I think it's very needed, especially in the Black community, because we all dealing with trauma.
Yes, we are, and I was gonna say that because men that feel like they can't cry, they have so much trapped trauma. You know what I'm saying? And men carry that and don't even realize that they do, and they project it onto their partners. And that's when you find men that are afraid to have children, you know what I'm saying, because they were maybe one of the forgotten ones, or a fatherless son, and they don't want to create a fatherless son, and the fear of, it's not just my baby. So having a child with a mother that could potentially take your child away and have them repeat what you went through, it'll scare a man from not wanting to have kids.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Or even if your parents went through a bad divorce and it affected you in a traumatic way, now you're afraid to get married because you don't want to have kids and put them through that same thing. So you want to really be sure she the one. But in your fear or in your over processing of the process, you could potentially run off a good woman because you haven't dealt with your trauma.
Right.
You haven't dealt with your fears. You haven't dealt with none of it, even though we think, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, a lot of men be like, man, therapy is good, but I don't need no therapy. I'm good. But then can kind of look back and see how they kept themselves bottled up their whole life. They won't let themselves get close to nobody because they have unprocessed trauma. You know, they might be functional men because there's a such thing as functional depression.
Correct.
You know, I deal with functional depression, and I have to get myself out of it.
I dealt with it.
You know what I'm saying? And people don't realize when they see the success, when they see you at the board meetings, when they see you at the black tie galas, when they see you
on outside the box.
They don't exactly. They like, man, he doing his damn thing. They don't realize that brother might need a hug.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But you guys don't really always have a safe space to land and get that. Like your grandmama was your safe space.
Yeah, my safe space. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say I dealt with that functional depression. And I tell people, they're like, well, how did you deal with it? I just worked my way out of it. I just kept working until, you know what I'm saying, I use mine to fuel my success. I'm finna go be successful.
But you know what? That's a trauma response.
Yeah.
That's a trauma response too. And I had that, and I admit it, and it just happened to be a trauma response that affected me in a positive way. However, my that need to constantly be successful was really from fear. Like from fear of not being anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because when I got pregnant at 15, it was like, oh, you had that baby, your life over with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like I was written off way long before I even started. You see what I'm saying? And then when I would share my dreams and my goals, oh, I want to write a book, or I want to write a play, I was surrounded by small-minded people. I loved them, but they couldn't see themselves. They couldn't see it for themselves, so they could never really fully capture the vision for me. And the people that I loved the most were the first people to piss on my dreams. They were the people to tell me, oh, nah, I don't see how you going to do that. Man, that's going to seem like that's going to take forever. And how you going to do that with 3 kids? And I always had those people. So I didn't really have anybody to share my dreams with. So I'm battling with my demons and their demons too. Because in the back of your mind, you remembering with this person that's supposed to love you, supposed to protect you, supposed to care about you, is telling you that you can't even do it.
Man, traveling the world really helped me. Living in Atlanta, I tell my brothers, us going to college, that college experience, it really took us out the neighborhood long enough for us to realize that, hey, it's a better way of living.
It's bigger in your backyard.
Exactly. So them traveling, seeing other things really helps to grow the mind.
It does.
And that's why even when we, with the kids I mentor and everything, it's traveling. You got if you see more, you're going to do more, you become more.
True. Because I'm telling you, like, that's my therapy. Listen, you ask me where I'm, Dubai, St. Martin. You're going to look up, I'm everywhere. I'm El Salvador, baby. I just took a little trip. Tulum,
I said, I be loving it, too. I just be like, go enjoy, live life, because I know where we came from.
And, for so long, I was attached to people that couldn't go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was married, and my ex-husband wasn't allowed to get a passport. And so I never got a passport, because surely he wasn't going to want me to go out the country without him.
Right.
I was literally stuck to my country because when I get a passport, he couldn't go. But once I got a divorce, man, I started getting them passport stamps. I started seeing different countries and tasting different foods, and even the air smelled sweeter, and the water was clear, and the people were friendly, and you see how blessed you are, because you go to these different countries and you see that people really living in lack, or you see that people are really living in luxury, depending on where you're going. And just the experiences, man, I'll never think so small again. Like, I know that it's possible. I know now that I can go to another country and own real estate and pay a fraction of what I'm paying here and have, a return on investment. It's certain things that I never would have thought of had I not had the experiences of leaving my hometown. So, speaking of leaving your hometown, you left your hometown to go and build hip-hop streets. What was that like? Because very many people.
That was the best decision that I ever made business-wise, because I learned so much. I met some amazing people. And I tell people, I love the network, right? Never met a stranger I didn't know. Going there, I'm talking from the DJs, man, shout out DJ Penny. She's now the tour DJ for Jacket Edge. When I met her, she was just DJing in the clubs. Created a podcast show. Shaw Bates, I actually introduced you to Shaw Bates.
Me and Shaw Bates
like
this
that's not. You know what I'm saying? Like
she didn't came to my house where I live at right now.
Exactly.
And spent the weekend. I didn't been to Atlanta to kick it with
Exactly.
her.
So these are people that I met just by living in Atlanta. Queen T, graphic designers. It was just the atmosphere and being on my own.
Shout out to Shaw Bates too. Yeah.
I was out there. It wasn't nobody. I didn't have nobody to fall back on. I didn't have no friends, so I had to go meet new friends, and it was a good experience. You know what I'm saying? And that was just knowing that, and it goes back to my faith and believing in myself. I wanted to do hip hop streets. I knew that going to Atlanta was gonna be key, because Atlanta is the mecca of hip hop. I met a lot of great people. Actually interviewed Jay Prince in Atlanta. So the doors was opening up for hip hop streets because of the risk that I took. Now, mind you, I took this risk broke. It wasn't a budget for me to move to Atlanta.
That's why I was like, man,
it was just out the blue. I'm moving,
yeah.
And everybody like, man, what you doing? You finna move? I said, I'm moving, man. I'm gone. And a lot of people didn't believe it. Man, we packed, me and my business partner, shout out to Marquis Spoon, packed that U-Haul up, towed the car. At the time I had an 18-wheeler, drove the 18-wheeler. Man, we gone. I'm finna go make it happen. I'm finna go make this dream happen.
And you did that.
Not only for me, but for everybody else. My whole goal is to create generational wealth.
Yes.
And nobody's bigger than the brand. Nobody's bigger than the vision. So all my job is to do is make it happen. And all the other seeds and things that we want are going to grow. And that's what has took place over the last 2-3 years.
I'm proud of you, friend.
Thank you.
I am. And I'll tell you in front of the whole world, I'm proud of you. Now, you are very business savvy. You're well connected, well respected, but you're also creative. How do you, what are some ways that you continue with your creative journey? Because, like, you're an author, you write poetry, you do different things. So how do you keep up with that in the midst of all your goal getting?
I'm a thinker. right? I love to see the future, and I love to. God blessed me with creativity, and my job is to make sure that I get every single idea out of my mind.
Listen.
I don't, and I'm gonna put it on the table. I do vision boards. I do all these things, and I'm just an open-minded person, and that goes back to being able to be free at my grandparents' house with them. Whatever you want to do, let's do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that freedom really opened my mind up, and just meeting and talking to different people. I like to talk to people. You know what I'm saying? I like to receive a lot of information. That's me all day. I'm going to receive the information. You know what I'm saying? I'm very quiet. I'm humble. I ain't outspoken. You know what I'm saying? So my creativity is just something God blessed me with being creative.
Man, and you know what? That comes from thinking outside the box. Because if you would have asked me 10 years ago if I would have been a painter or if I would have did resin art, I'd have been like, I don't paint. Now I think I'm Picasso. I hold art gallery shows and spitting poetry and doing book signings all at the same time. They're like, man, how much is that piece? $2,200.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 22. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I mean, sometimes God say your gifts will make room for you, and He has not failed me in one area of that, because when I started doing my art, it was therapy for me. It was just like I was literally just painting stuff. I was selling my pieces for $60 just because they would start piling up, because I was using it for therapy, because I wasn't a crybaby, so I just go and put it on the canvas.
Right.
You know, and people were like, man, one time I had a piece I didn't want to sell. I said $500 and had my cash app in like 3 seconds. I was like, oh, he really sent me that $500.
And they're going to package this thing up
here.
here.
And after that, I never sold a piece under $500.
That's what's up, man.
You know what I'm saying? So my gifts literally did make room for me, and your gifts made room for you as well. Now, one of the things that you also are into are the health sector. And anybody that know about health, they'll tell you that health is wealth. Because we can sit here, we could build generational wealth all day long. But if we don't take care of ourselves, we're not even going to be here to enjoy the work we put in. Now, our children's children, or our siblings, or whoever our lineage is, can fight over it when we're gone. But if we don't take care of ourselves while we're here, we won't be able to enjoy it. Now, you've you've created a platform, HH Insurance Group. Tell us about that.
Okay, while I was on a journey in the process of building Hip Hop Streets, I ran into a lot of underground artists, because and they didn't have health care. And I had and Jay-Z had they had interviewed Jay-Z, and Jay-Z, they had asked Jay-Z what was one of the most important things of him reaching a billionaire status, and he said, man, shout out to my doctors, because if it wasn't for my health, I wouldn't even be able to see it or be able to achieve it. So in that process, we created HHS Insurance Group, and it's based around the Affordable Health Care Act. And a lot of people walking around today don't understand that they qualify for health care, and they pay $0 a month. I'm talking about $0, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, United, Sigma, some of the, you pay for no medication, free checkups, you can go to the doctor. All this is basically based around the Obamacare. And people think that it was a joke, but the Obamacare is real, it's effective. I done had it for 3 years. I go get my annual checkup every year, blood work. I'm gonna go to the doctor if I got a scratch and it don't look right. I'm going to the doctor. Doctor, what's this? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not scared to go to the doctor, because it could be that one pill, one shot that the doctor could have gave me a month ago that could have saved my life, but I went to him too late, and now it's over with. It's Well,
now I have a stroke and a speech impediment.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't bounce back from because I didn't know I had hypertension.
Exactly. So our whole thing and our message with that was get help. Get it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid of it. Go to the doctor. Partnered up with some great people on the HHS Insurance Group. We actually just shot a panel to discuss the importance of having health care. We had doctors and entrepreneurs on it. So it's something that everybody in America needs to have. You know what I'm saying? You need to have health care. You need to have the means to it. You need to use it, because too many of us are dying because we're not going to the doctor. And then when we go to the doctor, the bills are too high and we don't have the money for it.
Or we too so far gone in the stage that there's no...
There's no help for it. You know what I'm saying? So that, to me, that's important. And it all ties back into empowering, you know what I'm saying, our people and my people. When I first started, man, I'm calling all my homeboys, all my friends. You got health care? No. Hey, sign up. I actually had one friend of mine. He signed up. He had the health care. He ended up having to have an emergency surgery that saved his life. Now, if he didn't have that health care when he went to that doctor, they would have just pushed him off and said, hey, okay, cool, come back later, or whatever, right? He actually had emergency surgery and saved his life.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just one of the stories. You know what I'm saying? And people, you know, and now, you know, it'd be funny now because, you know, I get the homeboys and they have it. Man, I'm finna go to the doctor. You ought to hear, they be happy. Man, I'm finna go to the doctor. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I'm finna go get these shit.
I'm finna be checked out, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good feeling to create that. And all this is branches of Hip Hop Streets. Without me starting Hip Hop Streets, I would have never started HHS Insurance Group.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I would have never even thought to get the healthcare agency to help people. And I'm also a licensed agent myself. So I just don't have the agency. I actually have my own license as well. So
yeah, so you guys want to know more about that HHS Insurance, make sure you go to hhsinsurancegroup.com and find out more information about how you yourself can get insurance, get that health insurance. You know, new year, new me. Well, make sure you got some new health insurance by going to HHS Insurance Group. Now, I also wanted to talk to you. Now, you mentioned something to me earlier about the medical marijuana.
yes.
So tell us about that.
Man, we live in times where everybody getting high. We ain't gonna even sugarcoat it, right?
Right.
And
well, you know, my glaucoma.
exactly, right? Everybody, you right? So, shout out to the Texas medical doctors. We did a affiliated program with them with Hip Hop Streets, where people can actually sign up and get their Texas medical marijuana license. And a lot of people ask, why do I need this license? Okay, for one, it makes you legal. Right? So you get stopped, pulled over, you got a little marijuana in your car, you're not going to jail, right? Because you are legal to use this marijuana because of your medical condition that you have. And we all have a medical condition called PTSD. We're all dealing with some type of trauma. And parole, if you're on parole, you know what I'm saying? Probation, jobs, right? You get jobs and they want to do a random on you. It's cool. You actually have a medical marijuana license. And this license, it stops you from losing your job, going to jail, and all these things that, you know, we all prevent it and we sneak around and try to do it. And you get in trouble and be like, man, I lost my job. Why? Because I was smoking weed.
Man, you could have just got your medical.
You got your license. It's $300.
Let's pull up that card so you guys can zoom in, press pause, scan the QR code right now if you're watching, or take a screenshot with your phone if you're watching from your phone device, send it to a friend, and you guys get your card so you can stay out of trouble and still smoke your weed. Smoke your weed.
Exactly.
But do it peacefully, okay? We don't want no problems.
We don't want no problems, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We ain't saying you can sell the weed. We just saying you can smoke
it. So often men fail to get regular checkups due to lack of resources and no one holding them accountable. So what's your advice to them? Tell a friend to tell a friend?
Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Take a friend with you. Go to the doctor. Go to the doctor, man. Just go. Just go. It ain't going to hurt you. It's going to help you.
Yes. Now, I wanted to ask you this earlier because you have so many things going on. Like, you know, we talked about failures. We talked about successes. We talked about from the Matter with Matter clothing brand, Praying for a Better Day book, Hip Hop Street, HHS Insurance Group. You had a trucking company. You have so many things that you have accomplished. Now, although you're older than you look, you're not old. You understand what I'm saying? So what can you tell a young brother that might be going through that season of self-doubt?
Surround yourself around positive energy. Positive energy is everything. You feed off that. Stay away from the negatives. You know what I'm saying? Just to me, that positive energy what keeps me young, keeps me healthy, keeps me inspired. I'm always, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to, don't get caught up around the negativity. That negativity will kill you faster than anything in life.
Man, it's like a cancer.
Man, it will kill you faster than anything in life.
That's the dream, you know. That's like the thief. That's one of the thieves of joy. Of course, comparison is the thief of joy, but having someone that is low vibrational around you all the time will definitely sap your energy and kill your dreams and dim your light.
Yeah, and you find yourself in all kind of mess and troubles that you wouldn't even be in. It's just the energy you're around. So it's going to attract other bad energy and other bad vibes. So I keep myself around positive energy, man. That's it.
That's dope. That's dope. So what do we have to look forward to from you in this season?
Man, 2025 is going to be a wonderful year. I just partnered up with Texas legend Lil Kiki. So I'm actually his booking manager now to help book his shows.
That's dope. I need to get him on conversation.
Yeah, working with him, building his brand. We've been meeting over the last couple of months. Excited about that. We're finna relaunch the new app, and the new app will feature us paying artists and listeners. So the listeners will be able to earn revenue as well as the artists on the new app. Dope tech team. So it's just the sky's the limit for me. You know what I'm saying? And all this is the hard work, the sacrifice, the broke nights, the things that I've been going through for the last 6-7 years to get to this point. And now the benefits are happening. The hard work that I put in, people are coming out saying, hey, we got this, the doors are opening wide open, you know what I'm saying? And it's not by accident. It's by me knocking. Okay, cool, y'all won't let me in. We outside, we filming outside. Eventually they're gonna let me in that door. And when they let me in that door, I'm ready to go. It ain't no now I'm as confident as anybody in here that's been in here. Because I've been out there knocking for years.
Right. I belong in this room.
Yeah, I belong in this room.
I'm so proud of you, Keith. Like, you done came a long way. Just all the things that you've done, the impact. You inspire me. So keep doing what you're doing.
Man, you inspire me too.
And thank you for always looking back and being like, hey, Onney, I got this going on, or I got this. Because you have introduced me to some dope people. I've met some dope connections, friends to this day that I've met through you. Like I said, Shar Bates, like, I completely, like, that slipped my mind because I did the Nipsey Hussle Indigenous People Movement, and you had called me and you were like, man, I got somebody. Shar Bates was supposed to host that event, you know, and I didn't even know who Shar Bates was. I didn't know that she was a big deal. So, you know, like, friends that really care about you, they don't care about no one-upmanship or who gonna be more popular. They just see an opportunity for you and they invite you to it. So thank you for inviting me to opportunities, for introducing me to dope people, and for showing me dope experiences. You put together pretty dope events yourself right here in the city. You know, and it's like, if you know, you know. You know what I mean?
You're gonna get a phone call. Hey, come on, what you doing? Let's get it.
Yeah.
But you know, and that's vice versa. You know what I'm saying? You always inspired me. You always was there to help. Even when we published my poetry book, I remember us meeting at Papado's, staying up late nights, going over the edits, doing everything we had to do. You hosted my book signing. That was a success. You know what I'm saying? And everything, it seems like, you know, we work well together because we understand each other. You know what I'm saying? We ain't here to put nobody down. We're here to help each other. So I definitely appreciate this, and I love what you're doing with Outside the Box. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a fan of it. I watch it. You know what I'm saying? I'm honored for you to always reach back out and, hey, I want to sit down and do an interview with you. The crazy thing, I don't do many interviews.
I know that. And this is my second interview.
I don't really do a lot.
My first one was 4 years ago. My first time interviewing you was 4 years ago. And so just to see where in that 4 years, how much you have grown just in 4 years is exponential. So you guys, my loyal fans, followers, and watchers, you guys got to go back and look for that episode on the Outside the Box page. Now, speaking of that, before I go through my spiel, I want to remind people that if they want to keep up with you, see what you have going on, you have a couple Instagram pages. We have Marquis _ the entrepreneur. So you can go there, you can hit the follow button, see what he has going on there. He also have the Hip Hop Streets Instagram page as well. So if you want to be a part of the movement, find out what's going on, make sure you go and you hit that follow button for Hip Hop Streets. Now, Hip Hop Streets also has a website. So you can go to the hiphopstreets.com, find out more information and how you could be a part of the movement. Like they said, they're going to be dropping new apps. Make sure you go and get the Hip Hop Streets app on your mobile device today as well. And then if you don't have health insurance and you need health insurance, it's 2025, everybody should have health insurance. Make sure you go to HHS Insurance Group and fill out your application. Somebody's going to reach back out to you and get you insured immediately. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for just being a bright light in the dark room and for not letting anybody dim it. I want to remind all our viewers and our watchers that we are on multiple platforms. You can find us everywhere: Stitcher, Spreaker, Hip Hop Streets, Third Coast TV, YouTube, iHeartRadio. We are everywhere on every podcast platform. And if you like what you hear and you're listening to us in your car on your way to work and you want to be able to join and watch the show, come on over to Outside the Box with Onney YouTube page and make sure that you hit that subscribe button and click that bell notification so you can be notified when we drop a new segment. And also, if you want to be on the couch with me for the next season and we can share some dialogue, we are also casting. Submit your EPK and your bio to otb.liveshow@gmail.com, and one of our casting directors will get back to you. Now, if you like the content and you yourself want to become a podcaster, guess what? You can log on to www.onneystudios.com or call 346-491-5315 and you can become a podcast content creator today. Make sure you go to onneystudios.com. I want to thank you, Keezy, for joining the movement. And I want to thank all of our watchers for sitting with us for another hour with Conversations with the King. We will be back next week. Same time, same place, new king. Don't meet me there, beat me there. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment. Is there anything you want to say before we go?
Thank y'all. Keep rocking with us. Support Hip Hop Streets. Support HHS Insurance Group. We're here to help empower the culture.
And there you have it. I'm your girl, Onney the CEO, and you're now plugged in, tuned in, tapped in to Outside the Box.